There's a reason you're standing in a hospital corridor at 4 in the morning, holding somebody else's phone, trying to figure out what you're going to say to his mother. 18 months ago, you just went to watch. It starts with a text from a guy you know from work. A parking lot address, a time, nothing else, like an invitation written by someone allergic to explanations. The lot is behind an industrial park, and it's full, 200 people, maybe more, arranged around cars the way people arrange around fires. Nobody's racing yet. That's the first thing nobody tells you. Most of a street meet is standing around, looking at engine bays, having the same 6 conversations about the same 4 cars, and it is, somehow, the best hangout you've been to in years. The guy who brought you knows everyone. He drives a gray coupe that doesn't look like much until he opens the hood, and a small crowd forms, quietly, like at a museum. He's the best driver you will ever personally know, which is a sentence you'll want back before this video is over. When the actual racing happens, it lasts 11 seconds. 2 cars, 1 empty stretch of road, and the sound goes through your chest like a door slamming somewhere inside you. You drive home at the speed limit, both hands on the wheel, wide awake. You tell yourself you just like the cars, and for 3 more weekends that's even true. You're in the passenger seat now, which everyone calls riding shotgun, and nobody calls what it actually is, volunteering. The gray coupe from the inside is a different animal. Stripped rear seats, a harness he installed himself, a dashboard where every light works because he fixed them, and you learn your first real lesson of the scene. The fast guys are not the reckless guys. The fast guys are the careful guys, the ones who torque things to spec, and this fact will protect you right up until the moment it doesn't. He talks the whole time he drives, calm, like a tour guide. Clutch here, weight shifts there, see how the road narrows past the bridge, and the speed doesn't feel like danger. It feels like competence, which is the single most dangerous thing speed can feel like. At the meets, you're not furniture anymore. People nod at you. You're his +1, and the scene has decided you're okay. You start staying until the end. Until the lot empties and the sky goes gray, and the drive home at dawn becomes your favorite part of a week that increasingly points at the weekend. Somewhere in there you stop watching the cars and start watching the drivers, which is how the scene knows it has you. You buy a car. Not a good car. A project, which is the polite word for a car that is mostly a promise. A faded import with 1 mismatched fender and an engine that runs like it's holding a grudge. Everyone comes to look at it the way you once came to look at everything, and the guy from work, your guy, the gray coupe, walks around it twice and says, "It's honest," which you will later understand was the nicest thing he could truthfully say. Your evenings disappear into it. Your money disappears into it. At a rate you stop tracking on purpose, in a garage that slowly becomes the room where you actually live. And here's what nobody puts in the montage. The project car phase is the happiest part of the whole arc. The learning, the skinned knuckles, the first time it starts after you fixed something yourself and idles clean, and you stand there listening to it like a parent. You do your first pulls on an empty road at 2 in the morning. The car is slow. You are slower. Neither fact survives contact with your confidence. The scene has a word for guys at your stage, and the word is not a compliment, and you are about to spend a year earning your way out of it. You race. You lose, mostly, and then less. And then one night, you win against someone who mattered in the standings that exist nowhere except everyone's heads, and the lot rearranges itself around you by a few degrees. And you'd be lying if you said that didn't land somewhere deep and old in your brainstem. This is the rank where it escalates, and escalation on the street is quiet. Runs move later, roads get longer, speeds stop being numbers you'd say out loud at work. Twice, everything scatters, lookouts call it, 200 phones light up, 40 cars evaporate in 90 seconds, and the empty lot afterward looks like a magic trick. You tell yourself the close calls are lessons. A wobble at speed you caught. A truck that appeared where trucks don't appear. Each one metabolizes into proof that you handled it, because that's the trick the street plays. Every near miss is filed as evidence of skill instead of evidence of odds. Your guy races less these days. He watches more from the hood of the gray coupe, and one time, he says, "The road doesn't care how good you are," and you nod the way you nod at things you've decided not to hear. He's in your passenger seat the night it rains. Here's the thing about the night it happens. Nothing about it feels different. That's what you'll keep circling back to. Same road, same hour, a little rain, barely rain, the kind the wipers clear in one pass, and him in the passenger seat, relaxed. Because you're good now, genuinely good, and he taught you half of what you know. One corner. Not even the fast one. The car steps out, and for half a second you're still a driver, correcting, and then physics stops taking requests, and the sound is nothing like the movies. Shorter, flatter, more final, like the world clearing its throat. You climb out through your own door. He doesn't. And the 11 minutes before the ambulance are the longest data your brain has ever recorded. The hazard lights ticking, the rain doing nothing, his hand on your arm, him, telling you to breathe. It's his phone you're holding in the corridor at 4 a.m. because his hands are the part that got hurt, the hands that torqued everything to spec, and his mother is asleep somewhere with her phone on a nightstand, and you are learning what the bottom of this whole thing actually looks like. A plastic chair, a vending machine, and a sentence you can't build. He will drive again. That's not the part that doesn't recover. The friendship survives, which you had no right to expect and know it. The scene, for what it's worth, is kind. People visit. People cover what needs covering. Nobody says the thing everyone thinks. And you sit alone in your garage with the car you rebuilt and the facts you can't, that you will drive again because it's the only thing you've ever been this good at, and that you cannot ever again do it on a road that has trucks and rain and other people's mothers attached to it. Both of those are true at the same time, and you hold them there without flinching, which is the whole skill. So you make the call everyone in the scene makes fun of. The track, roll cage, helmet, a waiver with your signature on it, racing that costs more, pays nothing, has an audience of 11 people and a guy with a clipboard. The scene has a word for it. Selling out, going soft, kindergarten with curbs. And you take the word, and you keep the car, and you go. The first thing the track teaches you is that you were never actually fast. The track is a humiliation with timing equipment. Your first session, a man twice your age in a bone stock hatchback disappears from your mirrors going forward, and afterward he walks over, friendly as a golden retriever, and shows you his data, because here, this is the part that breaks your brain. Everyone shows everyone their data. There are no secrets, no call-outs, no standings that live in people's heads. There's a lap time, and it is brutally, publicly, mathematically yours. You learn breaking points the street never taught you because the street never let you find the limit twice. You learn that smooth is fast, that anger costs 3/10 a lap, that the fastest guys in the paddock talk the quietest, and that your street years gave you exactly one real asset, car control at the edge, and built it on top of a foundation of habits it takes a full season to unlearn. Your money still disappears, but it disappears into tires and entry fees and a trailer hitch, and your nights are early now because sessions start at 8. He comes to watch the first time, leaning on the pit wall, hands in his jacket pockets, and he watches you come through the last corner properly, online, and says nothing, and it's the loudest nothing you've ever heard. Somewhere in your second season, someone asks you a question that used to be asked of him. You're the guy people ask now, not the fastest in the paddock. That's a rotating title held by whoever spent most recently. But the steady one, the one who torques things to spec, the one the new guys get pointed toward, and you recognize the shape of what you've become because you stood next to it for years before it was you. You do an instructor course. You ride passenger seat with strangers who drive exactly like you did at rank 4, confident in all the wrong places, filing their near misses under skill, and you say the things calmly, the way a tour guide would. Brake earlier, unwind the wheel, see how the corner opens up, and you understand, finally, from the inside, what he was doing all those years in the gray coupe and what it cost him to watch you stop listening. From the outside, you look slower than you've ever been. Ordinary car, trailer, thermos, early nights. From the inside, you are faster than the street ever saw, and the difference doesn't need witnesses anymore. Late on a Friday, you're at a gas station filling the tow car, trailer on the back, and across the forecourt there's a kid, 19 maybe, leaning on a lowered import, and his phone lights up, and you watch him read it. A parking lot address, a time, nothing else. He looks like you looked. The car pulls out, heading for the industrial park, and you finish fueling, and you do not follow, and you do not stop him, because nobody could have stopped you either, and both of those facts get to be true at the same time. You pull out the other way, toward the highway, toward a track that opens at 8, with a helmet in the back seat and a phone in the cup holder that hasn't gotten a text like that in years. He never got his hands all the way back. You never got the corridor out of yours. You drive the speed limit, both hands on the wheel, wide awake.